Hello everyone, in this video I'll be reviewing both banners, both outfits, the 5 stars from update 2.0 in Excellence, and this is the second video of this Should You Pull series, which in the first video, if you missed that, I have mentioned that I've never really wanted to do these kinds of videos because I didn't want to risk potentially influencing you of sorts to pull or not to pull. But in the cases where you're really indecisive and you do like to hear others' experiences and second opinions just to finally decide on your own, or you're just interested to see my thoughts even if you already pulled, then this is the video for you. If you're not and you want just a neutral overview of the outfit so you can decide for yourself, I will keep doing the outfit showcases. So we have outfit showcases and should you pull reveals on the channel from now on. So I already posted the outfit showcases for both banners on the first day, and in this video I'm gonna do the review instead. So if you want something without commentary, I'll link down below the showcases if you prefer to watch that instead. There I also test all of the dye system colors for all of the base, first evolution, final evolution, everything, so that may be helpful as well because I'm not gonna cover all of that in this video. This is more about my personal opinion on the banners. So let's start with the Born Flawless outfit, and as you can see, I did pull for the Born Flawless. I pulled mostly because of the ability, but we'll get to that in a second. And overall, I'm not super fond of the outfit itself. I do like the shape of the dress, but I think the texture and these like lines, I just think it's very shiny, sparkly, and it doesn't really match what I usually use and my personal style. So keep that in mind as well. I'm a very casual person, so again, I'll show you my current outfits. As you can see, I like very casual, non-sparkly outfits in general. So these are my slots at the moment. This one is an old outfit, and this one is also old. This is the fanciest outfit I have in my account, and this is my current Italand alongside with this one as well, which is my absolute favorite at the moment. So as you can see, I'm not very fond of big dresses and things like that. So I do struggle with these kind of outfits in general. So yeah, just keep that in mind. That's my personal opinion. So for these should you pull reveal videos, I'll be following a set of criteria that I set for myself from other gacha games even. Well, not so specific, but, you know, Reverse 99, AFK Journey, Genshin, ZZZ, Honkai, like all of the gacha games, I always have like a few criteria that I think about before pulling, because especially if you're also free to play, it's really hard for you to get everything. So you need to think twice before pulling, right? So I will follow these criteria, which involves the timing of the banner, ability, the longevity, flexibility, the dye system, and if we have it at home, and the kind of like cost effectiveness of the outfit or character or whatever I'm pulling for. So I'm gonna follow these criteria for both banners, and we'll talk about all of these, starting with the timing. And of course, the timing for these banners is perfect. I think there is nothing to say about these. You definitely do want quality of life abilities to explore a whole new region, right? We have 2 new regions, massive, the map is huge. It's, I think, like even the size of the entire wish field, maybe even bigger than the entire wish field, and we have a lot to explore, so having abilities that help you will definitely be a huge bonus. I don't think they are musts, but they are definitely great quality of life improvements, especially if you don't have the cat outfit, for example. So the timing for the banners is really great. This is the best time to get an outfit like that because you just started, you're just gonna start exploring everything, and you definitely do want that right now. Now, speaking of the ability though, does it really make such a difference? So starting with this banner, it is a archery ability. So it replaces your bow. So you're not going to be using the cat outfit. You're not going to be using the bow outfit, which is this one. You're going to be using this instead. And it is a little bit different. So if you go here on this button, you open the setup. And as you can see, the abilities are different from the bow abilities. And that is very important to keep in mind because the bow is not that great when you first get it, but after you unlock more abilities and effects in the Heart of Infinity, it gets really good. So you can click here, click on setup, and you can actually choose different abilities that you want for yourself. So these are actually pretty nice and make the bow a lot more useful over time. And you may not know this, so I want to mention, because you may think that this is like super OP, but in comparison to the bow, I don't think it's necessarily a must. Again, it saves time It makes it a lot easier because the enemies in its lane has a lot more HP. But if you're not someone who struggles with combat, I don't think it's a must at all. I've done it mostly to save time because, you know, I have little time to play, so I just want to be as efficient with my time as possible. And it definitely does save time, but it's not like super, it's not like a drastic upgrade from the normal bow. The bow is really great in my opinion. You have quite a few abilities, which I'll show you in a second. But yeah, you can set them up here, and it's an archery, so you use for combat. You have several different actions. So you have the basic attacks, which look amazing. The animations are great, and you have this area of effect arrows at the end. This does not consume bow energy. So let me remove the immersive mode. As you can see here, we have the bow energy. If I use the basic attacks, nothing happens. I'm not spending any of that. Same thing for the charged attack, which operates exactly the same as the bow, the base ability outfit that we've got. So, sorry guys, it's raining a lot today, so my internet's not doing well. Anyways, charge attack operates the same as the bow. As the more you press and hold, the more arrows you're gonna consume, and the more arrows you consume, the more instances of attacks you will deal. So if you hold until you got 8 arrows, you're gonna deal 8 attacks in a row. So charge attack operates the same, it's really fun. Then we have a bunch of other abilities. We have the E, the R, the Q, and the dash, and also the ult. So yeah, it is a lot. So the Q, if you press Q, you're gonna get a shield. So I'm gonna do that now. That shield lets you get attacked, as you can see here, and not lose a heart. It's quite useful and quite cool. Hey everyone, Editor Moon Sugar Cake here. I actually forgot to mention that this shield also helps you get the challenges and achievements done. So if you struggle with that, maybe that's worth for you as well. So if you have your shield on, it's not going to count towards damage taken. So you can actually take damage while you have the shield, and it's still gonna count for the achievement. Now, I don't know if they're gonna figure this out and patch it out, but so far you can do the achievements with the shield. Then we have the E, which is a black hole that sucks all of the enemies around to a singular point, and it's very useful if you combine the E with your final basic attack, because if you combo these two together, it's really good. You kind of like end all of the enemies in a second. It's very useful. And the R is a bunch of arrows in area, so I'm gonna do it now. As you can see, I've just attacked an area. So I'm gonna show you these two for you in actual combat. Let me just track the enemies. And also we have the dash and the ult. So as you can see, everything kind of spends bow energy, and that's the major downside of the ability in my opinion. Personally, the dash consuming energy really bothers me, because if you don't use the special dash, you only have this dash. You cannot combine it with the cat dash, for example, because it's purification and this one is archery. I'm gonna dash now, and you'll see that it's gonna consume both my bow energy here. It is super fun and super fast, and I love the animation, but as you can see, you can't dash for too long until your energy is spent. Also, in case you didn't know, you can upgrade your archery ability, the base archery one, here, and you will increase your bow energy recovery. So here, this node right there lets you recover 2 points of bow energy naturally without doing anything. If you do not unlock this node, then you need to defeat S-Links to recover energy, which is really annoying on the first day that you get this ability outfit, because you get it and then you can't use the dash unless you defeat S-Links. It's really annoying. So you will need to unlock this node to make use of all of the abilities, and especially the dash, because it does recover over time, but it's also a slow recovery. I'm hoping that we'll get like faster recovery over time here on these other nodes which are blocked right now. And it does take a while until you get here, because you need to unlock 5 of those, and then you can unlock this, this, and that. That's when you finally unlock this one. And that's a lot of Wimp stars, as you can see, and a lot of blings as well, but you just need this to have a happy life with this ability outfit. So yeah, as you can see, I have 2 energy recovering here without doing anything. And then we also have the black hole, which I'll show you in a second in the defeat, and the ult, which is also really nice because the ult lets you spam the other abilities without spending the bow energy for a very short amount of time. So I'm gonna show you everything one at a time. First, the basic attacks and the charge attack. I'm gonna hold here. As you can see, I'm consuming the arrows. It's gonna shoot 2 arrows in each enemy. Perfect. Now for the basic attacks. I'm gonna go there. And that's the attacking area. As you can see, it deals multiple instances of damage. Then we have the arrows in area. I'm gonna deal now. Really useful, but as you can see, it did not get this S-Lane because of the angle it was in. And personally, I never use the R because of that, because there's always an S-Lane at some sort of angle that doesn't work. every time there is one. And then we have the black hole. And then as you can see, I cannot use the dash or else I'm gonna spend my bow energy. And this is really annoying to me. But of course you can counter it with using the Gigantify ability. So I'm gonna use it now. And that's how I'm doing to run everywhere, because if you didn't know, you can upgrade the Gigantify to not have any energy at all. So I can run indefinitely, like non-stop with the Gigantify, which is really, really useful. So the dash not being great is not that much of a deal breaker, but I would appreciate not having to use bow energy for that. So let me just recover a little bit more of energy. Okay, we've got one. So I will use the black hole now, and I'm gonna... It's kind of like a crowd control. As you can see, it drags all of the enemies together and deals damage as well. And then you have the ult, which lets you use everything freely. You get super OP. It's kind of crazy, especially against those wolves, which have a lot of HP. And you can also dash a lot without spending too much. So maybe... Oh, you just get a discount. Sorry. Fake news. So you just get a discount on the energy. As you can see there on the corner now, it's 4 and 2. And during the ult is a lot less. So you can spam a little bit more. But yeah, overall, I think it's great ability. It does save time. But it's not like an insane upgrade, you know? It's not like a must pull like the cat outfit was. The cat outfit was the one outfit I've seen in this game that I was like, it doesn't matter if you're new player, old player, just get this because this is amazing. It's such a life-changing ability to have. And I'm kind of sad that it's sort of like replaced now and so soon, because this ability is not that much better, especially because of the dash. If they fix the dash, or these abilities cost a little bit less, maybe with more Heart of Infinity upgrades in the next versions, this will get better as well. Because again, we have a lot that is blocked here, not available in this version. So I think maybe potentially we'll get some important upgrades that will help us. Oh, there's more here as well. Dash cooldown. I don't know if that affects it, but I don't think so. But yeah, overall, I think the ability is great. It is life-changing, not really. But it is a great quality of life improvement. So I think this is a good overview of the ability. Again, I don't even use the dash. I'm just using Gigantify everywhere. And I don't use the actual ability dash at all because the whole bow energy is quite annoying in my opinion. But for combat, it's definitely really good and a huge time saver for sure. Then we have the longevity criteria. And this kind of means like, will I use this outfit forever? Now, not speaking about ability anymore, just like the actual clothes. And I don't think it has huge longevity for me personally. But again, I am very casual outfit kind of person. So just, you know, keep that in mind. My opinion is very biased on this. I don't think I'm going to use these pieces much, except for the jacket, because I like the animation, and the tail. The tail is really, really, really cool. Love the tail. I love the iridescent effect. I think it matches other pieces so well, which we'll get into in a second as well. And I love that we have, you know, base outfits alternates for these two pieces, the crown and the tail. That's really cool that they did that. And it kind of like teaches people about the alternates as well, because a lot of people don't really know how they work because not many people pull for the final evolution. So this is a great introduction for the alternates. They should have done that earlier and also give that for the miracle outfits. And I guess we're getting now with the new miracle outfit, but for the previous ones, we don't have any. So for the tail, I think that it really matches outfits like the Alrosa. It looks great. This one, the free one from the standard banner. It also matches this Whisper of Waves one very, very well. Love this combo. I think it matches the Goth Bride really well as well. Love this. And the Sea of Stars is just actually perfect. I think the tail is perfect for the Sea of Stars, really. So if you like these dresses and you have like tons of big dresses like that, the tail is really, really flexible and cool. The only problem with the tail is that it does not dye at all. The only thing that you dye is the little metal part. So I'm going to show you here. As you can see, it's not changing the special effect color, only the metal part. And yeah, I was not pleasantly surprised, but I guess it changes on the special effect tab instead. Now, do I like any other of the pieces enough to use it for a long time? I don't think so. I do like the jacket. The jacket's really cool, but it doesn't match most of the outfits that I'm used to wear. And the hair is really cool as well, but similarly, I know we're entering the dye system criteria here. Similarly to the tail, it does not dye well. As you can see here, I dyed it brown and looks really odd with the glittery part. And although this looks beautiful in blue, I don't think it really works with any other color other than perhaps this blonde and the purple, which is nice that we have purple palettes. If you complete the outfit, I don't have any evolutions, as you can see. If you just complete the base outfit, you get purple. That's cool. If you're a purple lover like me, that's a really good thing. We rarely get purple as the first palette. So the purple and the blue does match together quite well. Although, you know, looking at my avatar here, I'm suspicious to say I love purple and blue together. But I do think that this color is quite nice. And we do have it for the dress as well, which is really cool. So in case you didn't know, in Infinite Nikki for the 5 stars... For the 5-star outfits, the color palettes that you have available and the order that you have available changes if you are in a normal piece or in the hair. So every single piece of the outfit is going to follow the same palette. So as you can see here, number 7 is yellow, number 8 is blue, and number 9 is purple. That's for all of the pieces except for the hair. And it took me a while to figure that out. But as you can see here, 7 is also yellow, but 8 is not blue, it's actually green, and 9 is also purple. This is the first time that I get so many palettes in common, and I don't really know why they do this. So it's really cool that we have purple, and it's really cool that they removed the blue here, because obviously like having blue palettes on the blue hair would be really annoying. So I'm glad that they did this change, and having blue on the silver dress is really cool because it can mix and match with other pieces. So yeah. I think it's hard to match these pieces with other things, and I'm not too particular about the gloves or the socks or the necklace, but overall, the hair is really pretty. If you can mix and match with something else, the jacket is really cool and the tail is really cool. They are both very unique pieces that you don't really have in the game. Now, for the necklace, just want to point out one thing. For the necklace, one cool thing is that actually this is not part of the glove, it's actually part of the necklace. So I'm going to remove the glove. And as you can see, this is necklace, and I think that's pretty cool. I don't see myself using it much, but in case you like this kind of thing, that's good for you to know, I think. I love the exposed back of the dress. Unfortunately, it's near impossible to make these symbols here transparent on my skin to have a proper transparent back. As you can see, I have area 5 here, and this changes the color of these on the back, which makes the back look more exposed. But the problem is that it changes across the entire dress. Look at this, look. Why? Why? I don't understand that. That is very upsetting to me. I wanted a proper exposed back and I can't have it. Unless I go with like a pink dress, but then she's gonna look naked. You know what I mean? I'm very sad about this. And I do love an exposed back, as you guys probably already know by now. And this was one of the reasons why I was like, oh, okay, this dress is actually worth it. But if you do not like these markings on her back, then just know that as well. This is important. But overall, I think it's a great outfit. It's just not for me personally. I pulled it mostly for the ability because I like to save time and because I really wanted the tail and the jacket. And also because of the makeup. And the makeup is a huge plus. What can we say about the makeup? Let me take the hair out of her face. Gosh, what a makeup. Actually, let me remove her entire outfit so she stops with this pose. And then, wow, the makeup, what can we say? Very unique, very cool. I love these eyes. These eyes are crazy looking. I just love it. And she has like these sparkles, like these particles that look so awesome in the photos. I think the makeup is a 10. Really. I'm not very enthusiastic about makeup usually. I do not care about makeup at all most of the time. But this is a makeup that I was like, wow, this is very unique. And I love the look of this. And it looks really cool. And from afar, the eyes are very like, they stand out a lot, you know? So I think the makeup is definitely nice. So I would say if you don't care about the ability and you're thinking like, oh, I have the cat ability, I'm not gonna like suffer against combats, or like you play on computer, not mobile. I guess that's a more common reason for you to want the ability. But if you do not care about the ability, you have the cats, then maybe it's worth pulling like 20 or 40 for the makeup pieces. And maybe if you get lucky, get some cool pieces as well that you want from this outfit. And, you know, I wish you luck on that. Then we have the dye system criteria, which is, like I said, I guess I already mentioned, but it doesn't dye that well. The dress also doesn't look great with the free colors. So if you don't want to spend prisms, maybe this palette looks good, I guess. You can definitely mix and match a little bit. But I think that silver is a very hard color to mix and match with. We don't really have that much things that can go well with it, unless you glow it up and get the golden version. I feel like the golden version is a little bit more flexible. I don't have the glow up yet because, you know, many bubbles, but I feel like the golden may be a little bit more flexible than this one. But I think overall it's not the worst thing ever. But yeah, maybe you can mix and match. I don't know. I feel like people who do better with the dye system will probably do some magic with this dress. Maybe you could look at the lookbook. You can go here on this cover and click on the filter button in case you didn't know that. And you can write the name of the exact piece you want. Wondering. Usually the piece that you're looking for is on the bottom of the list because I think it's like in order of release. So the most recent will be at the bottom. So you click here, Wandering Souls, and you click filter. It's only going to show you outfits and dye customizations with that piece. That's super useful if you feel like you can't really dye properly. So you can see some inspiration of how to dye it. So for example, I do like that one quite a lot. Ooh, love this. And I think this is with the free colors, potentially. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. We have the purple and yellow here as well, which looks great. This one also looks pretty nice. Oh, what's that? Providence Memorial. This is from the new Miracle outfit. Oh my gosh. How are people getting these so fast? This is amazing. What a beautiful piece. Me, I miss the snake outfit. So having that, you know, this is the problem for me, is that the free outfits that we've got are so good that I'm not actually that hyped about the banner outfits. Like they're so much more like to my taste that the banner outfits like pale in comparison. I guess the timing wasn't that great for them in that sense, but definitely good in terms of ability. Oh, I like that. And I like that as well. So yeah, you can definitely find some good customizations for you. Now, do we have it at home? I feel like we do. I feel like we do have it at home. Of course, it has some different pieces that I don't own in my account. But if you do have the Sith outfit, you probably don't need the jacket. And the tail is different, but is it really such a must item? I don't think it looks that great in terms of animation in the overworld either. It's great for pictures for sure, but I don't think it's necessarily a must for like 200 pulls, you know? And we definitely have similars if you pulled for the mermaid outfit, so let me pick that up. Oh, even the free one. Even the free one is kind of low-key similar, in my opinion. But yeah, if you have the mermaid, you probably don't need that, you know? This is my one regret in Infinite Nikki. I don't regret most of my pulls, but this is definitely one of them. One of the very few regrets that I have. I should have gone for Crimson Phoenix instead, because the hover ability is so fun. But yeah, I feel like we have it at home. I don't think it's that much of a must. My final verdict for this outfit is that could be better, could be more flexible, could dye better. Mid. I will give it like a 6 out of 10, you know, and it's mostly being carried up or, you know, by the ability and some very singular pieces. I don't think it's necessarily a must if you do have the cat outfit, or if you upgrade your archery in the Heart of Infinity, it may not even be a must anyways. So in terms of ability, I don't think it's a deal breaker for you. If you're looking at this outfit and you're thinking, I don't care about this, I just want the ability, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it, but definitely check my showcase as well, which is linked down on the pinned comment down below. And maybe you can see like all the dye tests, all of the details, and you can have like a final decision if you're really, really indecisive. Now, moving on to Behind Prayers. This is an outfit that initially I wasn't too impressed but it's been growing on me. Like over time, I'm liking it more and more. Especially the individual pieces. I am not a big fan of the dress itself. I think it's pretty, but I don't see myself using it. And I am not a big fan of the crown being connected to the veil like this. I wish the crown was separated from the veil. I think the outfit overall looks quite impressive and the ability is great as well. But I would say if you're not too particular, this is similar to the Born Flawless, where you could pull just a little bit for the makeup, which is amazing, and for some of the pieces. Oh, did I dye this? Hold on. Oh, I did not. It's actually silver. I thought it was gold as well. I imagined that. That's okay. Anyways, the makeup is great. Actually, let me take it off so you can see the makeup better. But yeah, the makeup is really pretty. Very different as well. I love the lipstick and I love the golden markings. The timing of the banner, same thing as the Born Flawless. Perfect timing. This is great. But the ability can only be used in Itza land. And that's a major deal breaker for me personally, because I think that the longevity is not going to be that great. Because essentially when we get to other regions, or for example, they did confirm already that they're going to release a Linglong region this year, this next year of Infinite Nikki. A little bit sad, you know, because it's a really cool gliding alternative. But, you know, this is really major problem for me about the ability itself. But if you don't mind not being able to use this ability forever, I think it's definitely fun to use. Not only you can, you know, use the sticky claw normally like this, but you can also glide around. So I have the outfit here. I'm gonna jump over there, and not just the sticky claw, but you can just glide freely whatever direction you want. So I'm gonna jump and I'm gonna glide. As you can see, I'm just gliding, and you can glide for a long time as well, by the way. Like, I can glide more. It's a very good distance, and it's very time saving, but I wouldn't say is a life-changing ability. It's definitely fun, definitely useful, definitely time saving, but you can live without it, you know, especially because the sticky claw ability itself, we have a lot of points for the sticky claw to connect to, so you're not gonna necessarily like have the worst life without it, you know. Very similar to Born Flawless. Both of them save time, but it's nothing like absurdly OP or whatever. So one cool thing that you can do with the gliding is that you can press a space in the middle of the gliding to create a platform beneath you. The problem with this platform is that you cannot move. You cannot do anything. As you can see, I'm pressing here the keys. I cannot walk. I cannot do anything at all. If you press P to take photos, it doesn't let you. And if you press F12 to take a screenshot, you can. But in the screenshot, you cannot change pose or use your filters and things like that. So keep that in mind if you want to take photos here with the little dragon. It's not as straightforward as you would think, especially for a 5-star outfit. And this is about it for the abilities. You can also create hooks for you to connect to. So let me cancel here, and pressing T can create a hook. And from far away, I can connect to this hook. It doesn't matter where it is. And that's it. The ability is very straightforward. Again, it's very nice, but not a game-changing ability for sure. In my personal opinion, at least, of course. It depends on what you prioritize. You can also create hooks in your home islands, and you can also glide, which is nice. So as you can see, I can glide over here. And if I glide in the direction of the hook, I can also hook to it. Like that. While in the Sea of Stars, you cannot create hooks, but you can glide if you want to, which can be useful for you to dash around. But, again, similar to Born Flawless, I feel like Gigantify is better than both if you level it up on the Heart of Infinity. Now, for longevity, do I feel like I'm gonna use these pieces forever or for a long time? And yes, differently from Born Flawless, I feel like the pieces here can be used with very different kinds of outfits. So let's say we remove the dress and we remove the crown and veil, because these are a little bit harder to mix and match. Everything else here can be very easily mixed with any sort of outfit that you have in mind. I really love the cage bracelet. This is amazing. What an amazing piece. We do not have this at home. This is super unique. The shoes are, you know, platform heels, but they have a lot of detail. I love the little sword across the heel. This is crazy. I love this. And the detailing from the legs is also really, really detailed and pretty and you know, very unique as well. I also like the gloves. I'm not too particular about them, but they are different and they have a ton of rings as well, which is cool. So I'm going to remove the bracelet here. You can see the gloves. So it's nice that the gloves have rings on them. But what I really love is the necklace. Oh my gosh, look at this necklace. It has jewels here, it has jewels there, and it's absolutely massive. It's so big and looks so good with so many outfits. And yeah, overall, I think it's very flexible. It has really great accessories. The hair, not my favorite because it's too long for me, but I like the fact that you have so many accessories. And I really like the overview of that in general. I think this outfit, as like I said, initially I didn't see much potential, but I think it was the dress and the crown kind of like in the way, you know, distracting me from the actual accessories. And the accessories are all really, really good. So I think this outfit is worth, again, if you don't care about the ability, maybe it's worth pulling a little bit so you get a little bit of the makeup, a little bit of the accessories. Maybe you could even, like, ideally, if you don't care about abilities at all, I would pull a little bit on both banners and just get like 3 or 2 pieces from each. Then for the dye system, it also dyes quite well. What I don't like about it is the palettes that you unlock. So here for the dress, as you can see, we get the yellow and then green and then green. Like, why? This green is kind of ugly. I don't like this one, but this green is pretty, but you know what I mean? Like, why? It does match really well with the golden sides of it, the golden parts. But if I'm not wrong, the glow up is green. So that's unfortunate, I would say. But it is a good mix with the golds. But I think the palettes that you unlock is not fantastic. And then when you go for the hair, you get purple and blue, which is really cool. I love the lavender on this hair. Looks very nice. The blue also looks great. I'll click on some here. This color is so pretty. She looks like a goddess. I love this color. This one as well. And then you got the infamous green. But the green does look nice too. And yeah, overall, like, just so you know, they dye really well. The pieces get exactly the color that you put in here. But it is a little bit annoying that they didn't give the, you know, for the base evolution, they didn't give the best color palettes for sure. If you're going for evolutions, then you're not going to have that problem, of course, but just to mention. And do we have it at home? I guess you could say that yes, we do have the hair and the dress at home-ish. You have alternatives for those, you know. You have other long hairs and you have other big dresses like these. Sure, this is a lot more detailed than the other ones that we had, but it's not necessarily like super unique. But for the accessories, like I said earlier, I do think the accessories are very, very different. And I think they're definitely worth it. At least a couple of them, like the bracelets and the necklace and perhaps the choker as well. So it's really up to you, you know, if you feel like these are unique pieces, but I feel like these are quite new. And last thing I wanted to mention is the pull cost effectiveness. Of course, these two are 5-star outfits. So you're gonna need potentially 200 pulls to get the whole outfit if you're super unlucky. Of course, the medium, the average, I guess it's probably like around 180. I would say, I hope you have good luck, you know, but I would say that 200 pulls is only worth it if you really love it completely. If you love everything, that's worth it. If you don't love everything, maybe you should reconsider, or maybe you should wait until we see the next banner. So this update is going to be quite long and you can obtain a lot of pulls by exploring Italy because there are 2 new regions. But keep in mind that that does not happen every update. We are probably going to have like 3 or 4 filler updates until we get new regions again. So, you know, initially you may, when it's like a new region like that, you may think like, oh, I'm getting so many pulls, like over 300 pulls. I can get both these outfits. But the next update could have an even better outfit that suits your taste more. So I would say don't be like too precious about your pulls and never pull on anything and end up like missing out on things that you wish you would pull for. But also don't get too excited because we are getting too many pulls right now, because that's not going to happen every update. So maybe it's worth at least waiting until the end of this update so you know the next banners. That will be my personal opinion. Unless you really love the abilities, because they will in fact help you explore Italy. And Italy is a very big map. In either case, if you're going to pull or not, I hope this helped you decide, and see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all of the members and patrons who support the channel and make these videos possible. And see you on the next one.
Ryan Little. Listen.